Charles Haley. You're listening to Nothing But Niners.
So now they've got to start from deep in their end of the field, and Garrison Hurst takes advantage of it. He takes the handoff, swings to his right, gets to the 20. He's at the 30, needs to cut in. He comes back up the right sideline, breaks the third tackle, comes down to the 30. He's down to the 20. He's down to the 10. He's down to the 5. He's into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers! 96-yard run from scrimmage. Garrison Hurst.
Young, back to throw. In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again, to the 35, cuts back at the 30, to the 20, the 50, the 10. He died. Touchdown, 49ers. 7 to Walden's 27-yard line. 49ers into the backfield. Smith on third down. He'll take it himself for a first down. Alex Smith is in. Touchdown.
His left hip. Third down. Alex takes the snap. Alex looking down in the post, and it's good. Touchdown. Touchdown 49. But it's second down. Ryan takes the snap, goes to slant to the left side. It's Russell, intercepted. The 49ers pick it, and Navarro Bowman is redemption. Navarro Bowman running it all the way for the touchdown. No greater redemption.
Kaepernick gets it. Hold everybody. Colin Kaepernick. What a game. Touchdown.
Yeah. Click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? The Nothing But Niners crew is back, and we're here to bring you guys another roster episode breakdown, man. We're going to be doing it big over here. I'm your guy, 49ers Mike _NFL, and to my right is my guy, Tony, also known as NJ Niner Fan 499 on the Twitter sphere. What's going on, Tony? How you doing, man?
Yo, what's going on?
Not much, man. Now, let me ask you a question. We didn't really get to do a sound check. Are you hearing any feedback right now?
No. How about you?
Nothing. No. I'm good. I just want to make sure because, we sometimes get some feedback here when we start this. So I want to make sure that we're good to go here. And that's what I like to hear. So, all right. Let's get to it. If this is your first time here on the YouTube page, we thank you guys for checking us out. If you enjoy the show, please give us that like button. That thumbs up is very, very important. Apparently, it helps people find us. All right. Subscribe and turn on those notifications so you know exactly where we're going live. Okay. Give us a follow on some of our social media platforms. We have Twitter and Snapchat. That is Nothing But 9 ERS. Again, that is Nothing But 9 ERS. We also have Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitch. We are broadcasting live on 2 out of those 3 right now. Also, that is Nothing But Niners. That is spelled all the way out, some spaces in between. Okay. Listen, guys. There's a lot going on in the world of the 49ers. I didn't get a chance to put the pictures up there, but we have some topics to discuss. But before we do, Tony, we had a good post-pod discussion last night, man. And do you remember the question I asked that kicked it all off?
No. I don't remember the original question.
I believe the original
is somebody overrated?
Okay. So let's let the let's let the viewers in on what our little conversation was about.
Go right ahead.
And then we'll go from there. Now, the question was about Kyle Shanahan. Okay, it wasn't about Jimmy Garoppolo. It wasn't about the upcoming rookie or anything like that. Hey, this is my girl. Welcome back. Hey,
Debbie
is back. It looks like, all right, she said, I've been away for a bit and been missing my NBN fam a lot. Good to be back. Here's a little something for you. Love. Thank you so much, Miss Debbie. I hope you're feeling better. You've been constantly in our prayers, and well, I can't say what I was going to say, but we'll when you know, you know. When you know, you know. But it's very, very good to have you back here. Thank you so much. We have been missing you. Your presence is absolutely missed when you are not in the chat. We can tell. Miss Debbie keeps me on my P's and Q's. I see her in the chat, and I'm like, all right, Mike, you got to calm down because, if I get out of line, Miss Debbie lets me know. I know you don't know what you're doing right now because you wouldn't be doing that if you were thinking. But she lets me know. She gives it to me. I like that. I like it a lot. She keeps me sharp.
Keeps you in check.
She does, man. She absolutely does. And I'm happy that she does it. I really, really am. So we had this discussion about head coach Kyle Shanahan, and we compared him to Sean McVay and stuff like that. And my question was simple. Is he overrated? Kyle Shanahan has a losing record and da-da-da-da. There's all these little factors and everything that contribute to it. Is he overrated as a player, a talent evaluator and all that? Tony, what were your thoughts? You can try to surmise it in a couple of minutes here. What were your thoughts on that?
Couple minutes, Jesus God! You just said it was a half-hour rant, but basically, like, is between you, Brian, and myself. I think we came to the agreement that he's not overrated. He's been dealt a bad situation, compared to rosters from year one with McVay to Kyle, injury sustained. As far as player evaluation and decision on acquiring players and their theory in acquiring players on overpaying or forfeiting first round picks, that's really not this team's forte or formula to do it that way. Where the Rams just don't value first round picks. They rather go for a proven commodity rather than, not a question mark, but a younger, unproven NFL commodity player. I'm sticking to my guns. I don't think he's overrated. I think he's a better coach than Sean McVay, in my opinion. The proof is in the pudding. 2-0 this year with a poor roster. Beat him both games, swept him this year. It always just seems like Kyle's one step ahead of him. So, McVay tries to go to the bag and do something. Kyle's got an answer for it. So I just feel he's the better coach, and I'm glad he's our coach and not their coach.
There was a very eye-opening moment there. There's a lot of coaches in the NFL right now who are descendants of Kyle Shanahan's. And we discussed how they're doing, Sean McVay and LaFleur. But we concluded we found the biggest difference in there. And do you remember what that was? The biggest difference between Kyle and them was how Kyle, those guys can call plays, but it's the way Kyle designs and schemes things, which is a little bit different. It's a little bit more in depth, and it's obvious every time we play against those teams.
Correct.
It's the difference between having a good offense and then having an offense that's going to go up against a good defense and still produce. We've seen the Rams be held to 3 points with starters, healthy offensive starters. I don't know that we've ever seen the Niners have anything close to that when they're healthy. I can't think of a single time where I'm watching a game where the starting quarterback is in there and it's like, what are you doing? And now there's times where I'm yelling at the starting quarterback, but the team still puts up points.
A lot.
And I think I really, really think that's a big difference there. So yeah, I like that, man. All right, so let's get to some of the news here. I got to save this picture. We're going to start with the news of the day for the 49ers.
I see the Rams fan is in here. McVay is not a descent of Shanahan. Okay. They were on the same staff when he got hired, but that's okay.
I was going to say, you don't want to break it down for him? Because there's
tight end coach for the Washington football team, and Shanahan was the offensive coordinator. So I mean, I don't know how he's not
a descendant of him, right?
Descendant of Shanahan. But okay.
Oh man, listen! Shout out to the Rams fan that's always in here. I appreciate it. Look. McVay has a winning record, and Kyle doesn't.
And Kyle swept him with a depleted roster. So, listen, we're not going to go back and forth all day. McVay's the better coach.
Talk to the Rams fan?
No, it was cool. McVay's the better coach. Shanahan's under the McVay tree, so we're good.
Shanahan's under the McVay tree. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. All right, let me get this image here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I believe this is the one here. Boom. Oh, wait, I got to get the comment off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, good call.
All right. Breaking news. Edge rusher Jordan Willis has been suspended for 6 games. Now, this was the news that came out earlier today. This is the latest news for the 49ers. And honestly, I think I believe that this is worth discussion because this isn't just a whoop-de-doo type of thing. I actually well, let me see. What do you think about this? When you saw this,
I think it's a bit concerning. I'm going to tell you why, because it's 2 in a row. We had Harrell yesterday, and now you have Jordan Willis today. I hope that this is something that they were experimenting with supplements on their own. I'm not saying it's steroids, but I've read an article where a guy legit took like a non-steroid or a non-human growth substance, and it flagged him. And it literally all it was like I don't think it was like a creatine, but I don't even remember what it was called, but it was like legit not a steroid or not like something that's like enhancing, according to I think he got it over. I forgot who the player was. I think it was like a GNC product, and it flagged them. So these guys got to be careful. They really got to look at this list, and I hope to God it's not going throughout this locker room. Like, guys are like, hey, try this stuff. It's good. It helps you with your workouts, blah, 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 blah. It's just a little concerning that it's 2 players in 2 days from the same team. So I kind of hope, all right, the buck stops here. But as far as Jordan Willis, they brought him back on a 1-year deal after acquiring him from the Jets last year before the trade deadline. And, I think he finished with 2 sacks, maybe 2.5 sacks.
2.5 sacks, 5 quarterback hits. And by the way, he played in 9 games last year, but he only played in 7 for the 49ers. He only played in 7 for the 49ers. So this graphic I saw on Twitter, and I really like the way this graphic was done. If you guys can zoom in that top left corner, this is from Steve Milan, who is incredible with the graphics and stuff like that. I love the way he does the graphics. So I wanted to give Steve a shout out here. I know we have the official write-up here from Ian Rappaport. That reads as follows. The NFL has suspended 49ers defensive lineman Jordan Willis without pay for the first 6 games of the 2021 regular season for violating the NFL policy on performance-enhancing substances. Now, the good news is, all right, we get him back after the bye.
Fresh
I like
legs.
that. Yes, I really, really like that. And I think that this guy
does this open the door for Arden Key, or do they bring in another piece?
If I'm the team, I don't bring in another piece. So we've been doing these roster breakdowns, and we're already starting to get some positions that are different. You know what I mean? Where last year they kept 5, and this year I think we keep 6 type of thing. I'm just not sure that if he's healthy, I don't think you go and replace anybody. I think you just let it ride out. We saw them do it with the long snapper, and then they later on got rid of him. So I think that they keep him around. I don't think they release him, and I don't think you don't really want to sign somebody else to release somebody else. Yeah. Especially when you don't know how things are going to shake out. So I think they keep him around. I think with a larger role and another year in this system, Willis could have found his groove. He didn't get a ton of snaps, but he was effective when he was out there. Now, I will say one of the sacks that he got, I think it was him. One of the sacks that he got, the quarterback kind of fell down and gave himself up, and he was the closest guy there. I think that was Willis. I could be wrong. There was another guy that got that. What's the other guy's name? Former first-round pick, Jordan. No. Deion Jordan. Yeah, that was another. So that happened with him also. But that's really all the news that has happened today, unless I missed something. Was there anything else with the 49ers?
Not to my knowledge. I think this was the only thing today.
No, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, and no problem, man. There you go. There's
no doubt, Steve.
Right there.
You do good work, buddy.
Absolutely. When I was watching, listening to the podcast today, I keep hearing this. People are referring to this Mike McGlinchey interview on KNBR. Did you catch that?
No, I didn't catch it.
Neither did I. And I actually went back and looked for it. I downloaded the app, and it's not listed there. I don't know where people heard this interview. Now, I did find a script of the entire thing. So maybe it was an article. Maybe
it did later. That's what you got to watch for. Because every now and then, like around 10 o'clock at night, I'll get like an alert for like five new podcasts on KNBR.
Well,
so
I'm wondering because KNBR also has writers. And I found the article, but I cannot find audio. So I'm wondering if this was one that was an article only. So
Could
I'm wondering.
be.
But what I'm hearing is that McGlinchey is up 20 pounds. He played at 295 last year, and they're saying he's around 315 now.
Well, you gotta keep this into consideration. He's probably going to drop anywhere between 5 to 8 pounds in training camp. So, I would say he could fluctuate. I don't want to see him under 300. I really don't, because I think that was the number one thing with his the number one key factor in his struggles last year. He was way too light, and you saw it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think that the added weight is good. I think it depends on how we put that weight on. But that was one of the takeaways that I saw in the article that I liked. The other thing was him talking about he went on this spiel about I shouldn't say spiel because it sounds like I'm being dismissive, but talking about like the mental health and how when they were in Arizona for those last 3 weeks or however long, they were really just in a room, and then you go out and practice, and all he did was like read Twitter comments and all the hate that was coming towards him. We have seen that shut down other players on this team before, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they said it was with Murph and Mack. Well, why? All right, let me see if I can find this. I'm going to see if I can find this right now, Tony. We might do a live breakdown of this interview because he said it was with Murph and Mack. Bro, I checked all day long. I refreshed. I searched by name. Let me see. Let me see something here.
I'm checking myself right now
because I'm getting annoyed that I can't find it. And now I deleted the app.
It's not on mine yet.
Boom.
Yeah, Mark Harrington, Sean Estes.
Well, I have the actual Murph and Mack app. Here we go. 3 hours ago, Paulie's podcast, Scott Miller, Tony Rain, Sean Estes, Mark Cannizzaro. Now, this happened yesterday, so it should. Yeah, it's still not here.
Yeah, it's not on mine either.
So I don't know, and I've got episodes from 3 hours ago. So I don't know. Steve said he'll shoot me a DM. I appreciate it, man. If you can find it, that's great. If you find it, great. If not, don't worry about it. But this is what I wanted to ask you, man. He mentioned the end of the season, how the Niners couldn't go back and play at home. So they were in a room other than practice. And because of the isolation rules, they weren't even allowed to like go out and socialize. So he's in this room. He's on Twitter. He's reading all the negative comments and all that stuff about himself and just going down this rabbit hole. And I can only imagine that the player feels depressed and stuff like that because 49er fans are really, really nasty to certain people.
Yeah.
And Mike McGlinchey is one of them, right? But my question to you is this. Less about what he went through reading the tweets and more about the fact that I forgot that the Niners didn't have, 3 home games? We played 3 games in a row in Arizona. It was home, away, and home or something like that, right?
Correct. Yeah. The last three games of the year, they got thrown out of the stadium.
Mm-hmm. My question to you is,
That's nice, right? Throw them out of their own home state.
Exactly. And playing in the enemy's house. Now, my question to you is, how do you think that affected the team? I know at the time we kind of said these guys are professionals. They got to go out and play. But that's happening in a regular year. I'm starting to think maybe you know what? Let me shut up. What do you think about that?
What about the whole experience to stay in Arizona? I honestly think it messed that. I think two things. I think it kind of pulled them together a little bit, but then on an individual basis in their personal lives, I think it messed people up. You're shut out from your family. Like you're 3-4 months straight in Arizona. And if I remember correctly, I don't think they were allowed to have contact with people that were not a part of the organization. There it is. There it is. There it is. That's like the motorcycle backpack. Yeah, but like I think there was restrictions as far as them being able to be in touch or physical contact with people that are not a part of the organization due to COVID restrictions. So, it could play a mental game on you a lot. I know he has a lot of things going on in his personal life. He has a brother that has, I believe, autism, that he's very, very close with. So, it's a tough situation to be in, to be locked in a hotel room and you just can't have any contact with your family. Obviously, physical contact, like being in the same room, seeing them in person and stuff like that. So it does put a strain on human.
I was so dismissive of the conversation last year that I feel like I owe the 49ers an apology. Last year, it was more of they're professionals. They'll get out there and they'll do it. No big deal. But when you couple being away from your comfort zone for that long with the COVID factors where you can't even socialize with your own teammates.
Yeah, that's another thing. They were not allowed to be with
each other. Yeah.
That's screwed up. You're allowed to play football together, but you can't.
Yes. I was really, really, really dismissive of that. And I feel like I owe the team an apology. So this is Mike Andrews officially apologizing to the 49ers players and not putting enough weight on what they were going through down the stretch for themselves, for their families, and for the team, for the faithful. I was really, really dismissive, and so I apologize about that. That was not right. We should have been a little bit better. We should have been a little bit better. All right, let's get to this breakdown here, and we are discussing tonight the offensive line. So let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. Boom. Now I got to be careful here because they break up the offensive line in like 3 different groups. They have OL for offensive linemen, then they have T for tackles. I believe we have 1 C for center, and then I think we might have. Is it an OG or just a G? I think we have a G somewhere too, don't we?
Yeah. That's Tomlinson.
A, B, C, D, all right, F, K. All right, so they don't have him listed as that anymore. Okay. All right, so he's just listed as an offensive lineman. I just want to make sure we go through this all properly. Okay, so we had a question here, and this is on topic from DJ Malone. He says, Mike and Tony, I was going to save this for the madness later, but since you two were talking offensive linemen, the Mexican O-lineman we got from the IPP, the international, if he makes the team, where on the line will he play?
He's a tackle.
Okay,
he is a big tackle. He's a big, tall dude, man. He can't play guard. He's, I think I read somewhere he's 6'9" or something. He's
6'9", 332, bro.
He's a big dude, man. And it's a bonus because he doesn't count against our total roster number. So, but he is eligible for the practice squad if the team does see something in him. So, yeah, DJ, I think he would be a right tackle. I don't think he's left tackle material.
I'm looking. I'm trying to see if there's anybody heavier than him on the whole team, because the Niners aren't known for. Zach Kerr might be the only player heavier. I said 332, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, Zach Kerr is 334. This guy is 332. Yeah. Absolutely. Wow. Holy smokes. And he's 6'9". Oh my God. So that's pretty incredible. All right, let's get to these offensive linemen, man. Let's start with the center, the only official center on the team. Everyone else is a swing player. Uh-oh.
Brendel should be listed as a center. I don't know
I thought he plays guard also.
No, I think he did play guard, I think, with Denver a little bit. But I think he's going to be getting reps at center with this team, in my opinion. Because behind Mac, I think the next guy in line would be Brunskill. And I think you would need to get, if they're not going to bring Ben Garland back, you would need to get a third guy ready because in case of injuries, where now if, God forbid, Mac goes down or a guard goes down or a tackle goes down, Brunskill slides over to another position. Now the depth between Mac, you need that second guy in case of emergency. Not saying he's going to make the 53, but at least have him on the practice squad, getting reps, and to be prepared in case he needs to be called up. Brendel is one guy I would keep the eye on.
All right. So last year they kept 9 offensive linemen in total. Now I even have a breakdown of tackles versus guards versus centers. How do you want to do this?
Whatever you want. I'm going to follow your lead. Whatever you want to do, we'll do.
All right.
I just think it's different this year, though, because of the certain players we have. But go ahead.
All right. So based off of what the team, how they have them listed, and again, this roster depth, not the depth chart, but the roster, the designations come from a media person, not from the actual team. But they have the only center, pure center listed right now is Alex Mack. And then there's a bunch of offensive linemen. They have Aaron Banks, Jake Brendel, Daniel Brunskill, Tom Compton, Alfredo Gutierrez, Corbin Calfusi, Sinio Calamete, Colton McKivitz, Jalen Moore, Dakota Shepley. I got a feeling about this guy, but we'll come back to that. Lincoln Tomlinson and Isaiah Williams. Let me go down to tackles. Let me see what pure tackles they have listed here. And there are 3 of those: Sean Coleman, Mike McGlinchey, and Trent Williams. All right. So that is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 16 guys. And we're supposed to chop this list down to 9. And I think there's some new intriguing factors here. I really, really do. So let's do a breakdown by positions. Let's start with offensive tackles. Last year at the first final 53, they finished with 4: Trent Williams, Mike McGlinchey, Colton McKivitz, and Justin School. Do you think they keep the same amount of tackles this year?
I think obviously the top 2 are the locks of the starters. I think Colton McKivitz will be back. I think it's going to come down. I think you have to keep Sean Coleman in play because of his experience. And like you said numerous times on several shows, they had opportunities to move on from this kid, and they just keep bringing him back. He opted out, the injury, the out, and now he's still here.
You know what?
Thing is there.
I'm making this harder for you than I should. I'm sorry. I apologize. This is what we'll do. We'll go down this list and we'll say make it or not. You keep track of who you have making the team, and then we'll put them. No, not the names. Just how many making the team or not. I don't want you to keep track of the names. Just how many you got making it at the end.
Oh, okay.
We match up with the 9. So let's start with the center. The only reason I'm saying that is because I realize I haven't done that for any other shows, and I want to keep it uniform. All right. So Alex Mack, making it or not?
Of course.
Okay. He might be the only lock on this team other than, Trent Williams. We'll see. All right. So Alex Mack, we both have making it. All right. Here we go. In alphabetical order, offensive lineman now. Aaron Banks. You have him making it. Rookie from Notre Dame.
Yes.
Okay. I have him making it also. Why do people say Notre Dame and it's Notre Dame? It's Notre. But people from Jersey, maybe is it a Jersey thing that they say Notre Dame?
Notre Dame. I'm from Jersey.
No, you say Notre Dame or Notre Dame?
Notre Dame.
You put the R before and after.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, you're saying Notre Dame. You're putting, when you say it, you're putting two R's in there.
Yeah.
I think that's a Jersey thing.
Is it?
I think so, because there's only one R in there, dude. It's Notre. I'm sorry. I can't help it. All right.
Notre Dame.
But it's Notre Dame, not Notre Dame. And people from Jersey say, I've heard Norder, Norder. See how this person here says, I say Notre Dame? I've heard that. I've heard Notre Dame. It's crazy. The R is silent. The R ain't there.
How about this? We're just going to call them the Irish.
You see how I get off on tangents? I'm sorry. All right. Aaron Banks, you have him making it?
Yes, we're up to 2.
All right. Jake Brendel. This is an interesting one. He's got 3 years experience from UCLA. He's 28 years old.
I don't have him making the 53. I have him as a practice squad candidate between him and Shepley. So we're still at 2.
All right. I also don't have him making the final roster. All right. Daniel Brunskill.
3.
Got him making it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I got him making it also. That's 3. Tom Compton.
Next.
I don't have him making it either. Alfredo Gutierrez.
No.
I haven't seen him. So I don't know. What if he's really good? Here's what okay. So my question is, he's going to play right tackle, and this dude is the size of Trent Brown, and they didn't want that.
Yes.
So why would he make the team?
It's part. Why would he make the team, or why would they even bring him in?
Well, no, I know why they brought him in. It's a freebie. You just do it. I completely understand why you bring him in. It's a freebie. But why would he make the team? He's got to really, really be impressive and light on his feet.
Correct. And I don't think he's that.
Right. All right. I'm going to say no, but I want to see him. I feel like I want to put like a reservation on that. Like I want to see him first. All right. But that's cool. Corbin Kaufusi.
No. Still at 3, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sinio Kelemete.
No.
This dude hasn't even been assigned a number yet. No, he's not. Hey, no disrespect, my man. And wait, by the way, I looked him up and I do like this guy. He's played in the league for 9 years. He's not just some random ass dude.
No.
And last year he started 5 games. He played in 14. He's all right. So I don't mean any disrespect at all. He might make the team and just surprise us. But a 9-year vet, 31 years old, and at a position that you have him playing guard, right?
Yes.
You have him as a guard. Yeah.
Yes.
I think we finally have some depth at guard, and that sounds crazy, but Alex Mack allows another person to move over and play guard. You know what I mean? And so I think it's a little different.
The way they configured this line and built this roster, they did it based off of offering a lot of versatility. So we're at 3, and it's going to get interesting how we construct, in our opinion.
Let me ask this question. The final 53, does Gutierrez count against the 53-man roster? I know he doesn't count against the 90.
I do think he does, yes. On a final cut down,
if he makes it,
will be a part of the final 53.
Oh, well then, okay. All right.
He's
but like you said, oh, yeah. You answered that because you said he's practice squad eligible.
Yes.
You answered that already. My apologies for
he's kind of considered like a street free agent, if you will.
Yeah, but street free agents count against the 90. So I mean, it's all bonus. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, because it's an international program. That's why it's.
Man.
What?
Wait, no. Sorry, Niner's trying to get his toy, but it's wrapped up on my microphone wire. Go, get out of here. He's like rubbing his head against my calf, and I don't know what's going on there. All right, I'm sorry. All right, so I'm gonna say no to Sinio, but I would not be surprised if there was an injury or something and he made the roster. All right, here we go. This is one I can't wait to get your opinion on. Colton McKivitz.
Yes. And I'm going to tell you why. Colton McKivitz could play guard and tackle. Let's remember before this trade was announced, right? They needed when they announced that Joe Staley retired, everything went into panic mode. Once they agreed to terms on a trade officially, they came back and they drafted Colton McKivitz. And at that time, they said Colton McKivitz, if we did not acquire Trent Williams, was going to be our pick at the early slot that they wound up trading for Trent Williams. Now, the way I look at this is the guy this is the part of the reason with the versatility on this offensive line. You have Colton McKivitz, who learned the guard position last year, but played tackle in college. So now he's going to offer you guard and tackle versatility and depth. This team is very, very high on him. In my opinion, I think this kid needed one full offseason in a weight room, and I think you could see an improvement in his play. They awarded him the Golden Helmet Award, being one of the top prospects they scouted. I think there was 2 of them last year. There was 3 of them this year. So it's kind of like a prestige award in the draft room and amongst the scouts. So there's something there. And if you watch, Kyle kept giving him opportunities at guard. Granted, he got pushed around a lot, but that's why I'm saying I think the strength in the offseason, if he could get that strength up, I think you're going to see him have a role in this team. Maybe not this year, because I do think Banks will be ahead of him, but going forward, potentially at the right tackle spot. Or if they can't come to terms with Tomlinson.
You mean right guard?
Huh?
You meant right guard, right?
No, I meant right tackle.
Because you mentioned Banks.
Well, Banks is at right guard.
Oh, ahead of him at guard. Okay. I see what you're saying. This is what I like about McKivitz. I've heard multiple coaches talk about how important it was that our rookies last year didn't get the OTAs. Not OTAs. What is it called? Minicamp. The training minicamp.
Yeah.
They said they didn't get that. And so when they show up to OTAs, what is it? Which one is first, minicamp or OTAs?
Mini.
Okay.
You have the rookie minicamp, then you have the OTAs, then you do the minicamp, and then they go on break.
Which is now.
Yeah.
So what portions were we missing last year? The rookie minicamp?
I think we missed all of them.
Did we miss all of them?
I think they were going to try to do the rookie camp.
Yeah.
And they didn't go through with it.
Yeah, well, I've more recently, Kyle Shanahan during his last presser talked about how important the rookie minicamp was and OTAs. And then when guys just show up for camp, it's like, oh shit, like I'm bad at this and I don't have time to work on it. I think it's very, very crucial to a guy like Colton McKivitz, who played tackle, was forced in at guard, and like just here you go, let's play.
Yeah.
And so I think this offseason for him, I don't think it's just a step up. I think you see him take multiple steps up. And I'll be honest with you, we haven't got to this name yet. And I'm going to hold tight on it. I'll say it now. I have Sean Coleman as my swing tackle. I would not be surprised if Colton takes enough steps forward where he becomes the top lead swing tackle.
Yeah, and when we finish, I'm going to explain something to you why I think this offensive line this year, not only because of the addition of Alex Mack, but and Banks, I think this offensive line could be better than the one last year in many ways, not only in the starting 5, but as far as depth and versatility. You got guys you got Brunskill that can play across the line of scrimmage anywhere. That one piece, that's huge. And you still have him on your roster where if you do keep a Sean Coleman, all right, and he comes out flat and he struggles a little bit, yeah, Brunskill's your backup center or your backup guard. But guess what? You can now put Brunskill at the tackle spot if he's struggling because he gives you the ability to do that because of his versatility.
Yeah, absolutely. DJ Malone has a quick question. Just can McKivitz play center? And I have never.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
I think in my personal opinion, I don't know if you want a 6'6" center. I think he's too tall to play the position.
I think he got reps inside of the Senior Bowl 2 years ago as a guard, right and left guard. But the majority of it, he was playing right tackle. College, he played majority right tackle. I think he had 2 starts at guard.
He played left tackle too, didn't he?
Yeah, and he played left tackle. But the majority was the right side, but he did play several games at the left side due to injury.
Yeah, so I don't think he gets any snaps at center. I don't think it would be smart. 6'6" is a big center. That's a really, really big center. You're asking him to get super low.
Creed Humphrey, who was allegedly the number 1 center, was 6'5" coming out this year.
Not 6'6".
So, yeah.
I know we're getting nitpicky here, but there's a limit to everything.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Alex Mack, right? That's the guy that everyone wants here, and he's 6'4". So I'm just saying, I just don't think I think that's a lot to try to overcome. So I don't know. I don't think he can. I'm not talking about ability. I'm just saying based off of height, I don't think that they put him there. All right, but we have him making the roster, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe with a bigger role than what he had last year.
Yeah.
All right, here's another good one here. There's a rookie, Jalen Moore.
Me personally, I like what I've seen from him at the Senior Bowl. I think he's a fierce competitor. He can play right tackle. I think everyone's projected him inside as a potential replacement to LaDainian Tomlinson. Woo! Wow, did I call him LaDainian Tomlinson? Laken Tomlinson. Sorry. I know because I'm watching the NFL Network and they just showed a highlight of LaDainian Tomlinson. But
I'm watching the basketball game in the background.
So now he gives you a piece there for the future, and I think he could be a candidate for the right tackle spot also if they can't come to a deal with McGlinchey.
I think that's why he was brought in.
I think they did. I know they picked up McGlinchey's option, but I'm not that's 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fully cap. Like if it's 10 million, it's 10 million against the cap. So if they can't come to an extension, whatever they decide to do, if he's not a part of the future of the 49ers, you keep your eye on this kid because he was very impressive in the Senior Bowl.
Yeah, I like him a lot. Obviously, Niners 5th round pick, they liked him too. I like this kid. He's raw in a lot of aspects, but the flashes that you see, when you draft a player, you look at their ceiling games or their best moments and hope that you can teach them to be consistent in those moments.
Correct. Or if you fine-tune them. You fine-tune them.
Right. And if you can coach this guy to play to his ceiling consistently, he's a starting tackle in the NFL.
Yeah, right.
I'll say that right now. Now, here's another name that interests me a lot. And so we both have him making the roster, right?
5, right? We're
up to 5. Yes, sir. Okay. Dakota Shepley. Now, this is the guy from British Columbia. 6'5". Now, he's very light for 6'5", in my opinion. 290. He was with the Jets as an undrafted free agent, and then they waived him. He was with the Canadian Football League, and that's really where the Niners, in my opinion, fell in love with him. Yeah. So, he's from Ontario, again, British Columbia University of British Columbia. What do you think about this? I'm intrigued by this guy, and I don't know why, Tony.
No, he's interesting, and you heard once they picked him up, you heard like reports out of camp about him. Not out of camp, but out of like practices and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And they were positive. He's a technician. He's not going to bull you with strength and size. He's a technician. He's a student of the game, and he's very sound technically. So I think I think it's between him and Brendel, in my opinion. I don't think he makes the 53. I think he's going to be a candidate for the practice squad. He was a candidate for the practice squad last year. They brought him up to the active roster. Never played, but I do think he's a very strong candidate for the practice squad. Unfortunately, I just can't see him outplaying McKivitz, Banks, Moore. I can't see him at the Brunskill, that type of level. So I don't think he makes that final cut.
Bro, all right. So I know this might not mean a lot to people, right? But in the Canadian Football League in 2018, this young man was the 5th overall pick.
Yes. I thought he was higher. I thought he was the 3rd.
No, maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
He was definitely high.
But I'm not talking round. I'm talking overall. This guy was a priority. A priority. And so
it says something. It says, believe me, I'm thinking the same way you are. It says something. They're seeing something. But the problem is, I just think there's too much talent at the position right now on this roster, and the versatility that they offer, I just can't see. You have one player that can play all 3 positions. You have 3.
Tony,
What?
this guy is athletic as hell, man.
No, you're 100%. He's right. You're right. But my question to you, Mike, now just hear me out. He is athletic. There's no doubt in my mind. But I kind of get the sense they're going a different direction on the interior.
Well, that's what's confusing to me, right? So you look at the Aaron Banks pick, and you're thinking Mauler, right? Like what I wanted from Joshua Garnett.
Correct.
Right? That's what your brain tells you.
Yeah.
But then you see this signing, and it's like, all right, we want to get to the second level and still be effective.
Correct. But remember, there were several times that this team got stuffed on 3rd and short, 4th and short, on the goal line. And I think Kyle got sick and tired of it. And I think he put those dogs down and say, go. On a situation like that, move the line. And that's why I think they did that. And that's why I think they took the 2 guys. And if you look at their draft, I never got to go over the whole draft class, but if you look at their draft, they doubled down on positions of need for the next free agency group, which this team does, and it's a great philosophy to do. They doubled down on everything: corners, running backs, linemen. So it's just very interesting, and I'm very fascinated by it.
Oh shit! What's going on, man?
What's up? I figured I'd jump in real quick.
How's it going over there, bro?
It's going.
All right, I'm gonna put the spotlight on you. You ready?
Yep.
Dakota Shepley making the roster as a guard. Yes or no?
I'm gonna. Oh.
He's got practice squad eligibility, so let me just put that out there.
I'm gonna go with yes.
Oh shit! Let's go. I like that. Nick. I like that a lot, bro. I like that a lot, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with yes because, obviously, even though we have the injury to School and he plays tackle, obviously, but that kind of puts what the hell's his name, Brunskill, as a backup guy over there if Aaron Banks starts, and he could be a backup guy as a guard over there for Banks.
Yeah. All right. I like it, man. I like it. How long you rocking with us? You want us to keep going? You sticking with us?
Yeah, stick with you guys for a few minutes.
All right. So we're gonna keep it moving here. Tony, I gotta get the answer from you, man. Do you have Shepley making the 53, or are you putting him on the practice squad, or just
no? I'm gonna put him on the practice squad.
Really? All right. So you're still at 5, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna get the 6 here. I didn't think Nick was gonna do it. I thought I was gonna be on this ledge by myself. Let me ask this question really quick before I say this. How hard is it to alternate linemen, offensive linemen, during a drive?
Alternate meaning switch them out?
Yeah.
Not hard at all. You see it all the time. How many times they switched Compton? How many times they switched Brunskill? How many times they switched McKivitz in that right guard?
Well, was that due to poor play or was that due to a package?
That I don't know.
See, I'm talking about packages here because I think this guy could be utilized in certain packages. I don't know. All right. Well, I think our guard spot is weak enough where I could see him getting some shine in certain moments and really doing his thing. So I'm up to 6 now. You're still at 5, okay? So let's keep this thing rocking here. The next guy is Laken Tomlinson. I don't think any of us are going to say no here, but let me just get a consensus of the room. Do you guys have him making the final 53?
Yes. I think he actually gets an extension.
So he's only been in the league for 7 years, so that wouldn't surprise me at all. He's 29 years old, not even 30 yet, and the team has been in love with him. Mayhew came over, he vouched for this guy, and he has been basically the Iron Man for the 49ers.
He's probably one of the most underrated linemen we have.
I do think that he doesn't quite get his just in respect. So, yeah, I'm with you on that. Any other thoughts on Laken Tomlinson before we move on to the next guy? I figured that was going to be a unanimous sweep, so we just keep it moving.
So you're 7 and I'm 6.
Yeah. That's kind of scary, right? All right, here we go. Isaiah Williams. Now he's only been in the league for 1 year. He's from Akron. Oh, I'm sorry. That's what college he went to Akron. And he signed with Washington football team as a UDFA in 2016. Okay, 2016, but he's only got 1 year of eligibility. Now, what's up with that?
I don't have him making it.
Isaiah, he doesn't make the team.
I'm inclined to agree with you guys. So, sorry, I'm inclined to agree with you guys. I do not have Isaiah making the final 53. I just wonder why the team picked him up. This guy, there's no
competition. It was probably competition for school or.
Let me see something here. Let me just check something here. Let me just see something here because he's a guard. I'm trying to figure out.
Well, you got to remember we didn't bring back Garland, right? It was Garland that we didn't bring back, or Brunskill. Which one? I'm so lost right now.
He's been
Garland.
With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's been on 9 professional teams. 10 total. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say 9 because he did play with the Atlanta Legends. But if you're on so many teams but can't make a roster, why'd they pick him up? And they made him active last year for the December 19th game and the January 2nd game.
He was actually dressed?
Yeah. Weeks 15 and 17. That was against
elevated
to the active. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't see him making it. I don't. I think they have.
He signed the future contract January 4th. I don't know what the fascination is with this guy.
It's got to get to the point, Mike, where you got to bring bodies in. You have to have bodies in camp. It's hands down. That's it.
Yeah,
you got to have a starting offensive line. You got to have a second string offensive line, a third string offensive line. You're not going to play your veterans. So the guys that are on the 2s go to the 1. The guys that are now on the 3s go to the 2s, and then you need to bring pieces in for the 3s. So, how many players are on the roster right now? You said 13, 14?
Oh shit.
Total offensive linemen.
Yeah, the count we had at the beginning, it was
14.
I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
So there's 16.
That's right. I said 16, and we got to get down to 9. That's what it was.
I think it's definitely going to be 8 with 1 questioning for the 9 spot. That's what I think, because I think you're going to go in and they're going to try to keep as much depth on the defensive line this year.
Well, I'm up to 6. You're only up to 5.
No,
and
you're up to 7. Tony's up to 6.
Yeah, you're 7. I'm 6.
Okay. There's only 2 tackles left. I mean 3. There's only 3 tackles left.
Yeah, you got
Sean Coleman. Do we have him making the team? I'm going to say yes.
Yes.
Nick, you got Coleman making the team?
Who were the other tackles you guys kept?
You just got Trent McGlinchey and Sean Coleman that are listed as tackles.
As tackle, yeah, we're doing it how the team has them listed. But
Okay,
we also kept
I haven't made the team yet.
we kept Colton McKivitz also as a tackle.
Yeah, that's where. I think he makes it again, but he was a holdout last year, right? And the year before he was injured.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
He got a leg, either ankle or a tib fib fracture in a preseason game. Then he opted out for COVID, and then he's back. So,
and he's on a 1-year deal, right?
He was on 1-year deals all 3 times.
Right. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I haven't making it. I mean, it really depends on how McKivitz comes along this year. Like in camp, I mean. I think he's a possible cut, but I have him making the team right now.
Sean Coleman.
Yeah.
All right. I got him making it right now. That takes me up to
he's the original swing tackle.
Yeah, I know. That's why I got him making it. The team just won't move on from this guy. That's exactly why I have him making it. And so with that being said, that's 8 for me. Tony, you got him making it?
Yes. You're going to have 9, and I'm going to finish with 8.
Yeah. Because the last 2 are Mike McGlinchey and Trent Williams. And I think
you don't think they would move on from him? And I understand what you're saying because they haven't so far. But you got to think, the 1 year he was injured, the next year the 1 year he was a swing tackle, we had just drafted Justin School. So you have a rookie. So then you go and he breaks his leg. So he's out. Justin School gets playtime, becomes a swing tackle. Then he opts out, and you draft a guy the year he opts out in Colton McKivitz, and he's no longer a rookie now. So that pressure is on him to.
But I have McKivitz making the team anyway.
No. But I'm saying that they could get rid of Coleman. Because depending on the play of McKivitz, that's what I mean. But like you said, you usually keep 8 or 9 linemen.
Well, last year they kept 9 at the final breakdown, and as far as tackles, they only kept 4. I have them keeping 5. I have Trent Williams, Mike McGlinchey, Colton McKivitz, Sean Coleman, and I only have 4. I only have 4 also.
Yeah.
Oh, that my other guy is Shepley. That's the extra guy that I have in there. Okay.
Yeah, but he plays guard, doesn't he?
Yeah. But he's not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was trying to figure out where my 9th guy came from.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So that's it, man. I mean, that's it. There's no more offensive linemen that we have. Now, let me ask you guys this question: should we count long snapper in the offensive lineman conversation?
No.
What? No, because they go under special teams.
Right. That's just Tabor Pepper. So, all right. I mean, that's really it, man. I don't have anything else for the show for the night, guys. I think that was pretty cool. And so, all right, last year, these were the names that made the final roster. Let's talk about the differences here, okay? So at tackle last year, we had Trent Williams, Mike McGlinchey, Colton McKivitz, and Justin School. I'm swapping out Justin School for Sean Coleman.
Yep.
Right? We all agree there so far. Well, Nick was a little iffy about Sean
Yeah, I
Coleman.
think he just has a possibility of being cut. I think he makes the team, but I think he's probably the edge guy,
Yeah.
on the ledge guy. Yeah.
At guard, they had last year Lincoln Tomlinson, Daniel Brunskill, and Tom Compton. I swapped out Tom Compton for Shepley.
But you also added Banks and Moore.
Damn.
Banks
That's right.
and
Banks and Jalen Moore, the fifth round pick.
Oh, Jalen Moore. I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah. So I got 5 there.
But that's what I was telling you earlier. The versatility. This is where the versatility kicks in.
You didn't even do centers.
Well, Weston Richburg and Ben Garland.
Was
And
not,
I have-
Okay, so that's 11 though.
No, but you
that was
take
live.
out Weston Richburg, and you because we have Alex Mack now.
And who's the backup center?
it's going to be Brunskill,
Mm-hmm.
I think, as of right now,
You don't
or
have Garland either.
I think it's Brunskill, or that's where you could see Brendel or Shepley. That's why I think it's going to come down to Brendel, Shep. Well, I think both of them actually go to the practice squad because they're so heavy with interior, with guard and tackle, that they can afford to keep 2 interior guys that can play center guard on the practice squad rather than bringing a tackle. And because you have guys in Moore, Brunskill, Coleman that could play left or right tackle.
Right.
So, Mike, then don't you have 10 though?
No, because the 2 centers that we had last year, neither one of them are making the roster.
No, I know, but you have 5. You had 5 tackles.
I got 1 center in Alex Mack, but I have Brunskill as a
That's
guard.
6, and then 4
I have
tackles.
Brunskill as a guard / tackle. I mean, I'm sorry, guard / center. So I got Alex Mack, right? Here, I'll start. Let me start from the top. I got Alex Mack. I have Daniel Brunskill, Aaron Banks,
Jalen Moore.
Colton McKivitz, Jalen Moore, Dakota Shepley, Lincoln Tomlinson, and then the 3 tackles at the end of the list, which are Sean Coleman, Mike McGlinchey, and Trent Williams. That's my 10.
That's 10. That's why I said you had 10. You said no. Instead of 9, I said you had 10.
Oh shit! All right.
That's why I was confused. I'm like, you said 5 tackles, 4 or 5
Let me
guards,
make sure.
5 tackles, 4 guards,
Aaron Banks,
and a center.
Brunskill, Colton McKivitz. Wait, Alex Mack, Aaron Banks, Brunskill, McKivitz, Moore, Shepley, Tomlinson, and yeah, and 3. Yeah. Oh, so I am at 10. I'm at 10. Okay.
Yeah.
He's right. He's right. Damn, 10 offensive linemen, huh? That's hard. I think you got to get rid of somebody. That's too many offensive linemen.
Sean Coleman.
Nah.
I think what's his name in this situation, he goes Shepley.
Yeah, you got to get rid of Shepley then. You have to.
I'm good going in with 8.
Tony, and what were your final 8? Do you remember? You didn't have Shepley. Take my list and just subtract.
The 2 tackles, the 2 starting tackles are McGlinchey and Trent Williams. The 2 guards are Tomlinson and Banks. Your center is Mack. And then you have Moore, Brunskill, and Coleman.
So no McKivitz?
Did I say McKivitz?
No.
All right, so 9 then. McKivitz.
Both of us missed a player because we thought we were going to finish with 8 for me. I mean, 8 for you and 9 for me. And we both finished with 9 and 10. What player did we miss?
The centers? The center?
I don't know. I can't figure it out.
Because
The way you did it, it was confusing a little bit.
Yeah.
It was confusing. I would have done it like you do your starting five, and then you do your back. You go off your starting five. So that's my starting five, and I would bring the 4 behind the starting five, so that makes 9. You got one that can play center guard tackle. You have one that can play guard tackle. The other one can play guard tackle, and the other one's a true swing tackle. So I would do 9.
All right. I like it, man. I can't wait to see how this all plays out, man. I really, really can't. I know that some people think that these shows are boring, but this is what it's all about. And I'll be honest with you. I know people talk about the defensive line being the strength of the team and all that. This position group is the most important on the team. I don't care who your quarterback is. I don't care who your wide receivers are. I don't care who is your running back. None of that matters if your offensive line is trash. This is the most important group on the team.
I'm excited. I'm more excited about the offensive line this year than I am the defensive line, and that's not because of the fact of I don't think the defensive line is going to be good. That's because I think this offensive line is 90% improved just by 2 positions. Bringing Trent Williams back, obviously, and then the addition of Alex Mack is bigger than a lot of people think because of the fact of communication. And I think a lot of that had to do with last year, Trent Williams kind of throwing people under the bus and things like that, where we were talking about it before, where he said, and you've heard players say, the center in Kyle Shanahan's system is the most important position on the offensive line. And bringing a veteran in like that, I think this line is really that much improved.
And that's why I said Alex Mack, the most important free agent that they could sign.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I agree, Tony. I agree.
And if it was up to me, he would have been the first player we signed.
It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish, baby.
No, I hear you. But he would have been bang. That would have been my guy.
Yeah.
Well, I think it had to do with a lot with the Trent Williams stuff, making sure that they could do it and get that done, the restructures and things like that. Because you remember in the beginning we were really, really low on money.
Yeah.
Until we turned everything around. So.
Yeah. Now, guys, if you're out there and you're still watching, you enjoy the show, make sure you guys come back at midnight in about 2 hours and 20 minutes. We will be bringing you guys another fun-filled show where you guys just get to ask all the questions you want. We go in chronological order and we answer as many as possible. So get here, man. Get here and get on our nerves. Ask some embarrassing questions. Yo, I want them to turn it up a little bit. I want them to get juicy. And I'm not just saying this because, Brian's wife listens when he does the shows or anything like that, right? Like, my wife now, for the first time ever, she stays out here while I'm doing shows. This is what the power of PlayStation 5, guys. That's what this is, the power of PlayStation 5. My wife is sitting here literally right now playing the game, all right? Like, she's playing the game literally right now. Melissa's, when I watch football, she's not out here. When I do shows, she's not out here. Now, get a new game system, and she's here. She's here. She's here. So I'm not trying to, get anybody in trouble or anything like that. I really want us to have some hard-hitting questions, some stuff that makes people a little uncomfortable, and I'm looking forward to it. So I don't know who's going to be on for the midnight show. I believe Brian will be there then. I'm not sure if anybody else is going to make it, but I'm looking forward to it. Guys, let's wrap this thing up with final thoughts. We'll go with Nick, we'll go with Tony, and then I'll take it home.
Yeah, I'm just going to be real quick, man. The talk about offensive linemen is is very important. Like you said, Mike, it starts in the trenches, and we got to stay healthy this year because the offensive line produces the run game and also the quarterback play. So, we have to. I know a lot of people don't support the offensive line or things like that, or wear jerseys more so of offensive linemen, but they are probably the most important positions on the football field. So, breaking it down is good. Kind of getting to know who they are, watching tape, and understanding what they do. And if you need any information on that, ask Tony, because Tony's really dug into that stuff. But no, just important position, man. I know it's boring talk, but it should be interesting. See what happens.
Yeah. You're 100% right. The offensive line is a huge piece. Is going to be a huge piece of this team's success. I just find it interesting on some of the decisions they made with this offensive line. I'm not saying it's going to be a different, a change in philosophy, if you will. I do think there's an ulterior motive, though, behind some of these moves that they made as far as Banks, Moore, Mack. Just keep a clear head and just let's watch this preseason and see what happens. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah. It looks like the team is torn between two different philosophies here. Do we want to be quick and whatever, or do we want to be powerful and dominant? And I tell you what, you really want to be well-rounded and do it all. So I like that the Niners have picked up some of these players that they have, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch and see how all this plays out. It really, really is. My final thoughts are not available until I see you guys at 12. Ha! How do you like that? No, I'm kidding. Miss Debbie, thank you for being back in here. We are happy to see you back up in the chat. We wish you the best. We're praying for you still. And Faithful, I'll see you guys at midnight. Let's get up out of here, guys. All right, we're going to point our way out of here. You guys ready? Let's see if we can do it. One take. Ready? Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
But always remain faithful.
We out of here, guys. Peace.